Alright guys, today we're going to be doing the carburetor on a Craftsman 2800 psi pressure washer. It's got a Briggs & Stratton 7.25 on it. It's actually a pretty easy carburetor. Let me set up the camera and we'll get to it. Alright, first thing, air filter off. Out of the way. Next thing, 8mm socket. These outside two black ones are 8mm. We're going to take them off. You can use the air filter cover as a bolt bowl. Second one off. And then since I've got the 8mm on, and it's not completely necessary, it just makes it a little easier to see what you're doing. To take off the recoil, there's 3 bolts around it. Just to give us a little view of what's going on. Then we need a 7mm. Let's see if we can find one. There it is. 7mm socket. It's going to be 2 silver ones closest to the intake of the carburetor. We'll take those 2 off. It's off and out of the way. Now, get you over here. You can gently wiggle this, pull it back. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's push this back on. Let me put you back on this clamp here. We're gonna undo the fuel. I like having a empty water bottle. Take this fuel line right off. Squeeze the clamp and move it, maybe, like that. Twist the hose back and forth, and that'll get it off. Hold the carburetor, twist the hose off, and keep it pinched with the pliers. You put the bottle in, boom. We're gonna drain all this old gas out. I don't care if you say it's new gas. Get it all drained out. You want to start with fresh, brand new fuel each time after you have to clean out the carburetor. So I'm going to let this drain out and then I'll start recording again later. Alright, all the fuel is drained out. We're going to go ahead and blow in this tank. Try to get any of the remainder out. I'm going to make sure there's no water, no dirt. Nothing in there. Alright, that's all completely emptied out. Here, I'll wait for the air compressor to turn off. Alright, it's quiet as it's going to get. So we're going to pull this carb off. We're going to tilt it forward to get this choke arm off. And then we're going to tilt it this way to get the throttle arm off. No big deal. Alright, let me set this camera. Let me set up so I can record me doing this carburetor here, guys. Alright, so again, 7mm. We're going to take these bolts out of the bottom of the carburetor. And then flathead screwdriver to pry this apart. Just going to get it, between a crack. Kind of give it a little pry, pop it apart, dump out the old gas, and use the same flathead, And stick it between the white and the black and pry this up. This is your main jet. This is the part that's going to be dirty right there. And then you're going to get up underneath this metal pin and pop the float up. Little needle valves on that float. Then, alright. I use a little bit of acid. I'll put it on the main jet and let that boil free. Nice and clean. You can go from the other side as well. Got a little brass bit here. A little drop in that side. Two. Let that bugger just boil. You see it's boiling. Give it a little rinse, then force it through the carburetor or brake cleaner. It's got a blast right in my face. Wear protective goggles at all times. If you get in your eyes, just be calm. It'll evaporate. Once the evaporation process is done, it won't hurt anymore. If you get the acid in your eyes, go rinse out. Alright, that should be it. It's nice and clear. Nice and clear. Rinse off the needle valve float. Really good. Rinse out the inside of this. Really good. Get it all emptied. Make sure the bowl's nice and clean. It's all cleaned out. You put the jet back into the carburetor. You're going to have the jet side facing this seal. Push it down with this. Do not push on this ball or it'll lose seal. And then you'll get too much fuel. Needle valve into position like so. The pin in to the float. Press down both sides so it's clicked in. Upside down like this. If you blow into this, it should not let any air through. If you lift it up, it should let plenty of air through. And that's perfect. Alright? Bowl will only go on one way. This is closer to this side than this side. So you want it in the hole that's closer. That there, 7mm. Tighten them both back down. And then let me set up again for getting it back onto the engine. There we go. Alright, we're going to go choke arm into the front, like so. Throttle arm. Oh, wait a minute, before we do that. Inside here, there's supposed to be an O-ring and it sticks up on the engine all the time. And it's there right now. Push that O-ring in here. Get it nice and in there, nice and even. Then there's a white keeper that's supposed to hold the O-ring in place. That goes in there on top of the O-ring, and then push it until it clicks. Now, choke goes on the front hole, the thinner hole. Throttle goes on the bigger, fatter hole in the back. And the throttle arm. I'll show you in a second what it looks like. like that. Right? Then we're going to get our air filter assembly back on, which is hiding somewhere. Here it is. Like this. You got the rubber hose that goes on the back side of it. And then two 7mm, which are the shiny silver ones. We're going to go on each side of this bottom hole here. Tighten them down. Oh, before we get too far, don't forget to put that fuel line back on. Alright, 7mm, get them tight. And then we're going to go ahead and put that fuel line on. I should have put that fuel line on first. After all. Well, you can still get to it pretty easy right there. Get the clamp all the way down in place. Like that. And then, 8mm. 8mm bolts go on the outsides. Then the recoil goes back down on top. Like so. It's got the longer studs going there. I only took one of them out. The other two are still in. I'm going to tighten them down. Get them all started first. Gas in it. You'll test it before you put the air filter on. Always put gas in it. That way you can look and you can see if there's any gas running out of the carburetor. You know if you got an issue or not. Now don't run this very long at all without the water hooked up to it. Burn the pump up. That's it. Fires right up. Put the air filter on. Air filter cover on. Just like that, you save yourself $100. Alright guys, this helped you out in any way, shape, or form. Give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. It all helps the algorithm. Helps me make more money. Alright guys, I'll put carburetor in the description, the acid I used in the description, anything that you might need on this I'll try to find and put it in the description for you, air filter, whatever I can find for you, alright? Just click on any of the links. Peace.